What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another media show presented by Belial and my good buddy, Mr. Ghana Fetz over here. What's going on, Fetz?
What's up? Got some golf going on. Let's do this.
So, long time no see. Obviously we've been going through some changes with the league and getting everything set up again, so we kind of put media on the back burner. But we are back. We'll be getting full force back into it when we get into our 2K coming up here. But we thought we'd bring it back near the end of this season, so we have our top 25 tourney finally back. Another season's gone by in the LG Tour. We're now into season number 3. We're back on a familiar basis. We're back at Pinehurst, a host of the Ryder Cup earlier on in the season, before the season actually started. So it's a fitting end to this third season. What do you think about the course selection, Fetz?
It's always a challenge to play at Pinehurst. It's going to be interesting to see who remembers how to play it from the Ryder Cup, because a lot of the people that played in the Ryder Cup are also in the top 25. So we're going to see some similar faces. We'll see how they remember the greens.
And shout out to my Canadian boys out there. As you can see, I'm repping my Mountie gear still. Big win for Team Canada. Also look out for the future for an announcement, a possibility, a sneak peek of 2.0, kind of another Ryder Cup situation. So take a look for that. But without further ado, we don't want to get too much in the course, so everybody knows it. We're going to get into the top 25 here, quote unquote top 26, because unfortunately we have major winners won't be participating in the top 25 tourney. He is gone. So we're going to have one guy to step in and fill his spot out and have an opportunity getting into that
Correction,
top 16.
He will be in the top 16. He is not going to lose his place no matter of whether he plays or not. Winners just requested that there would be a 26th place person taking a spot. So at least 25 people are available to play the tournament.
Exactly. So, Fetz, I'll let you introduce the top 25, starting at number 25, quote-unquote 26. Introduce the roster, and let's see if we can talk about some players after that, after you introduce everybody.
All right, so starting things off at number 26, we've got a guy that's been learning a lot about how to really succeed at the golf game. We've got here NY Jets fan 21. Sneaking in there, he's going to be participating. And at number 25, Drew Fitz sneaks his way in. At 24, Stack City, having only played 8 events, finds his way into the playoffs. Then at 23, Tubby Turbo. 22, Canada. 21, Derek GNR. At 20, Mistadon. 19, Golden Aces. 18, Surprise Me 22. 17, Strider. And then the current top 16, if this was to remain the same, then these 16 would participate in the match play of the playoffs for Season 3. At 16, we've got Knife in Your Guts. 15, Wags. 14, Daddy Rides Bike. 13, Snarf Ghost. 12, Hilly. 11, Ottawa Cooks. 10, Crazy Legs. 9, Kevo. 8, Major Winners. 7, MD Horton. 6, Disby AK. 5, CT. 4, myself. 3, Belial. 2, Who to What Now. And 1, TBU Boss Man. Got a pretty stacked set of people here, and really anything can happen.
And it's nice, too. I'm looking at the list, and besides Stack City, everybody was double digits in tournaments played. Who to What Now is the next lowest at 12 tournaments and an impressive second place with only 12 tournaments and 6 wins. So he actually won 50% of his tournaments participated in, which is an astounding number, and congrats, Who to What Now. New player to the season, what made a name for himself and really played well. So with that top 26/25 list, we're going to go into some dark horses here because we have some uphill battles for some people that are right on the fence. We have some scores laid out. We won't get too much in the scores laid out right now, but Fats, who do you think are some dark horses that you could see popping in possibly to that top 16 bracket?
Well, I think you know the name that I'm thinking of. I think you're thinking of the name as well.
Hmm.
You are very familiar with his accomplishments from season 2 and the Ryder Cup. Strider is currently 17th, but he is a good couple hundred points off of that top 16, which it's not impossible to sneak your way into the top 16 by any means. Just winning the tournament is going to get you enough of a boost to maybe even get you into the top 10, let alone 16, no matter where you are. But Strider snuck his way in at 16th last season and beat the number 1 seed, myself, in the first round.
I was waiting for
So
that
you
one.
never know whenever he's gonna come out and just pull something that you don't expect. And it could very
Absolutely, and
well
that's one.
happen again.
And you were mentioning the points, so that's one thing I am going to touch base on here. So we do have a FedEx points. So normally with majors, the points are increased. Well, with the playoff event there is happening starting today, the points are actually jacked up quite a lot higher. So first place will actually receive 2,000 points in the FedEx race. Second place will be 1,200. Third place 760. All the way down to 25th will receive the minimum points is 142. So there could be a lot of shuffling in the leaderboard, especially with people that are really compacted. It really gives a chance for anybody that if they have, like, for example, NY Jets fan being in 26th spot right now, if he has a big tournament, he can definitely hop into there because 2,000 points would put him at 2683. Well, that's good to move from 26th all the way up to ninth. So, we could see some big shifts in the leaderboards here, and don't be surprised if somebody really takes their time, plays well in the tournament, and you see somebody hop in there. I know there was one score by a current top 16 member, I'm not going to name names, that unfortunately struggled in this tournament that could fall out. Um, so don't be surprised to see some new faces hop in there and potentially make this top 25. So Strider, is there anybody else, Fets, that you have on your mind?
Well, we've got the usual like culprits. Your Tubby Turbos. Stack City only played 8 tournaments and is already in top 25, so he could easily pull a top 3 and sneak his way in that way. Your Golden Aces. Like, we got some hungry competitors in here, and the guys that are already in that top 16 are not going to let their spot slide.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna name a few. Like obviously you pick Strider, right? He's the closest to. He's the odds-on favorite to potentially knock somebody out. And we all know the kind of player Strider is. Unfortunately, he had some family issues come up and could not make the last few events. That's why he was kind of an MIA. Shout out to my boy Strider. Let's name a few here though. Like we have one guy surprised me. He's new to the league this season. But he's played 20 events, so he's really dedicated. You have aces, golden aces to be exact. He's made the top 16 tourney the last 2 seasons as a number 16 seed. So he's made it, or sorry, number 16 and a number 15 seed. Down there, you also got Drew Fitz and Jets fan who's just squeaked in, and they have something to prove as new players. So look forward to those guys as well. I just double bogeyed that hole. I could not play it. I could not putt on the green.
If you want a word of
But
advice
as
for this tournament, don't be Belial.
yeah, seriously. Tough course. Be prepared. Play safe. Don't go long. Don't go left. Don't go right. Don't go short. Because it will pain you. So one thing I do want to touch on, like I said, not too much on the course, is how our playoff bracket will be going on. So for anybody that's new here, what we basically do is we have the top 16 obviously make it, and it's just like a March Madness style. So one plays 16, 215, 313, or 314, sorry, etc. Um, so they said look forward to that. It's probably the most fun that we usually have during the season, and it's some of the most intense golf. Like Fets mentioned last season, Strider made it in as a 16th seed and actually knocked off Fets himself and made it all the way to the semifinals versus TBU Boston. So anything's possible when it comes to match play. So look forward to some fireworks. Look forward to some fun matches. It's coming. It's the funnest time of the season. So get excited, boys. 2K is just around the corner, and as soon as the season's done, we will be wrapping up and moving on to 2K. So get excited for that. Like I said, there's not too much that else that we can kind of go over? Points is there. We have the tournaments lined up. We have top 16 a couple days away. Is there any final remarks that you want to mention, Fets, about either said top 25 tournament, top 16 bracket, or anything? We'll get more into that in another show, but I just wanted to kind of lightly touch base into it today.
I think we've said everything that needs to be said right now. I think it's time for some golf to be played.
Absolutely. Like I said, boys, have fun. You got till Sunday, 4 a.m. Eastern, I believe, to get the top 25 in. I will make note, everybody is welcome to play in the tournament. Just people that are outside of the top 26 here, their scores just won't be counted on the leaderboard. Except for obviously the golf club leaderboards, they'll still make an impact. But for our own personal Google Sheets, they won't be updated to your guys' numbers. But other than that, yeah, like I said, like Fett said, have fun with it. Let's play some golf. If there's any questions or issues or anything like that, make sure you bring it up to a mod or bring it up in the chat so we can deal with it. Don't be like Cooks and just complain about every pin or the greens or the fairways or everything rolling off. But if you have actual concerns,
Don't be like Belial and shit talk people in the community.
Absolutely. No, actually, I promote that. Especially people that lose to 16 seeds, right?
Hey, at least I've won a championship.
But dunce. But with that being said, we're gonna end it there, boys. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna upload this, and you guys can watch this either during the event or not at all. But other than that, thanks, Feds, for joining. I appreciate you joining me today, like always. And we will see you guys for our top 16 preview show. We will go through the whole bracket, and that'll be after this top 25 event is done. But other than that, you guys have yourself a good night, and peace.
And that with a fucking birdie putt right down the center.